Peace and love, family. Welcome back to another one. Today we have to talk about the goddess, the queen, the teacher, Jill Scott. Before we get into the spiritual message that Jill Scott is giving us all through her deeply embodied presence and energy, I want to share her song with y'all because it is so beautiful.
For me, anyway. This is gonna be a start to finish. You got and people gonna when this come out, you're gonna listen to everything and every single word, and everybody's gonna know when you get to the first show after this drop, they're gonna be singing right along and feeling every word.
I'm excited for it.
I'm excited for you.
It's gonna be good to see my people.
This ain't a happenstance or whim. Our love is continual, continuing. This ain't a sin, it's deeper than. Our love is bigger than time or race. Our love is rhythm and charm. It resonates in every space. It fills the place for beautiful people. Oh, my beautiful, 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 beautiful people. Yes, I love Cancel Mountain. Yes, I love traverse the sea. Yes, I love is the art of war, conquering all algorithms and wicked systems of things. I love ain't a glitzy Valentine on me. I love ain't no fable. I love is real. I love is the gift. I love is when truly felt, I'm sincerely beautiful. Oh, my beautiful people. Yeah. My beautiful people. My beautiful people. I just wanna be cool with you. I am genuine. I love your soul. I love your soul. I love your soul. I do. I just wanna shine in the night like a star with you. Beautiful, beautiful, joyful people, sincerely caring, sharing people, oh my people, enterprising, good timing people. Living life to the fullest. Living life, thriving, shining people.
All right, listen. I have been observing Jill Scott since she released this album, To Whom It May Concern. And what I've been picking up on beyond her artistry, beyond her music, is her frequency. She's literally a frequency, and we are getting to witness, not even just through right now, but it's something that I could appreciate from her right now. We are witnessing radical self-love and acceptance. We are witnessing authenticity, embodied power, and just a woman that is fully herself. And I feel like that's so important. I feel like God is literally blessing us with being able to observe Jill as she is on her tour for her new album, that To Whom It May Concern, because God is also showing us who and what we are, what it is we're meant to do, and how we are to allow our purpose work to just speak for itself. Jill named her album To Whom It May Concern, right? And I actually have a video here that I want to show y'all where she talks about how she didn't make the music to fit into any box, right? In fact, she was just on the Joe Budden podcast. Let me see if I got the right video here. Let's see.
Of her.
Okay, look, this is good. This is so good. I'm so excited to share this with you all.
The fucking songs on there.
Oh, hold on, Joe. Hold on. Let me rewind this. All right. Listen to what Jill says about her album right here when Joe asked her this question.
What do you say to the people out there that heard this album and while they appreciated the storytelling, felt that there was a lack of her and the fucking songs on there?
What do I tell them?
Yeah, like the people that look to you for the sexual anthems.
I've never been one thing in my whole life. And if I decide to be one thing or create an album about one thing, I'll let you know beforehand. This is a Jill Scott album. This is To Whom This May Concern. If it does not concern you, that's fine. You'll be around later. You will catch it eventually. It's too much love. It's too much honesty. You'll catch it later. I'm cool. It's good.
And you can fuck to the Jid song. I never thought I would say that before.
Wow. See, when I heard that right there, that was all I needed to hear to know that Jill Scott has embodied a certain level of self-acceptance and just an honoring of her magic and her medicine and who she is in this world. And I feel like what she is showing us is so important and so vital for us right now, especially for those of you who are creating businesses, you're starting new ventures, you are trying to look for what is your purpose work, who it is you want to be, what it is you want to do. And for her to come out and say, first of all, I've never been one thing in my entire life. That's something that we can see in life so much that people do, right? Society does, putting us in these boxes, putting us in these restraints. Oh, Desiree, you're a coach. That's what you're supposed to do. That's who you're supposed to be, right? And when people place us into these boxes, sometimes we get comfortable staying there. Or sometimes it feels safe to be who people expect you to be. I know that from my own experience. When I first started doing readings, working with the tarot and oracle cards and things like that, for a while, I struggled with letting my family and my friends into this new part of me, into this different part of me, because I was always in this box of religion and Christianity. Oh, we don't do that, or that's demonic or whatever. And so when I started exploring it, I went into a little bit of hiding, right? And a little bit of fear surrounding embodying this new energy, this new presence. I didn't have what Jill Scott is speaking of right now when she says, this is for to whom it may concern. There's love there. There's so much truth there. And the person will get it when it's time for them to get it. And so when I heard that, I just felt like it was so important to share with the community that I serve and that I connect with, because a part of this fire horse energy, a part of the momentum that we are desiring to experience in this season of our lives is going to come from us being totally accepting of ourselves in the many faces and the many things that make us us. One of the things I've started doing now in my content is sharing more music, because music is one of those things for me that totally makes the difference. I can play a song and it will give me the answers and the clarity and the healing and the feeling that I'm needing in that specific moment, right? And so I just feel like it's so important for all of us right now, especially my ladies in here who are venturing into new business ideas, purpose work, or you're just trying to connect with more people to whom it may concern, right? Like we're at a place in our lives where our work, we have to focus on knowing that the people we are meant to connect with and serve and show up for, they'll find our work. They'll appreciate it. And the people who it is not meant for, either they will catch it in due time or it was not just meant for them, right? And so when Jill Scott said that, I was like, okay, she has tapped into such a deep level of self-acceptance. No longer hiding, fixing, packaging, feeling like we have to be this perfect example of whatever it is we're supposed to be doing is supposed to be. As I continue to watch the rest of Jill Scott's interviews, I've watched so many of them. She is so quirky and unique and different. I mean, she makes sounds every time she speaks. She's like, ugh. She just does things that I know many women don't feel comfortable with doing and being. And this is something that I'm also working on. Being okay with being perceived, right? Jill Scott in these interviews, I'm seeing her make all types of faces and sounds, and she's so expressive. It's like what she feels and what she thinks, she doesn't hide. And I'm like, got it, Jill. Thank you so much for sharing that, for showing us yourself and letting it be known that all of the things that make you you, all of your experiences, you no longer have to fix, shapeshift, or make fit into any space and place. And I appreciate that from Jill Scott. I appreciate that. And then the song Beautiful People. That right there is musical medicine for anybody that is experiencing a few of these different things. Thing number one, if you are being challenged with connecting with others, you feel like people just don't get you. People can't see your love, your light, your magic. You feel like people don't value you. Or you struggle to build relationships that have a certain power to them, an energy, an essence, or a presence. Go listen to that song, Beautiful People by Jill Scott. What that song has reminded me of right now is that everybody carries a certain light, love, energy, and essence about them. And if we would allow ourselves to observe that, to witness it, to be present with it, we can recognize that beauty and therefore make healthy connections with other people. But that song is also so good as a reminder for ourselves of how loved, light, brilliant, beautiful we are. as we are, not needing to shapeshift, conform, or be something to fit in any box. You're beautiful just as you are. So whenever you're feeling disconnected, unworthy, or unattractive, go listen to that song. Beautiful, beautiful people. All right, let's look at this other clip from Jill Scott.
Okay, so I was comfortable with writing whatever she wanted. Initially, I sang, and she's like, I just want you to, you know how when you say the words. And I was like, I'm not a spoken word artist.
Let me give y'all some context because that video just started. What she was just talking about was a song that she just did with Tiana Taylor. Let's get into it. Let's start all over from the beginning.
Confused. It's not fun, but I enjoy it because I'm amazed by it. Like, I don't know.
I gotta pause it. Thank you, Spirit. So first thing that we learned from Jill Scott in this full embodied power that she has is self-acceptance, right? She's not curtailing herself to fit any audience, any standard, any projection that people have, right? The second thing that I observed from Jill Scott, which this video that I'm about to play is so important, is her authenticity. In the video that I'm about to share, she's actually talking about how she embraces the vast emotions that she feels and experiences. She's basically speaking on when she feels sadness or when she feels confusion, when she feels anything, she doesn't feel like she has to hurry up and fix it, change it, do something about it. She allows herself to sit with that emotion. She's authentic to how she feels. She's authentic about what it is she's experiencing because she trusts that through that experience, something else is going to come to life. And I just thought that was so beautiful and so special. So let's just watch this video. As we're watching the video, I want y'all to pay attention to her mannerisms, to how she speaks, and obviously what she's saying.
Confused. It's not fun, but I enjoy it because I'm amazed by it. Like, I don't know what to do. Let me sit and ponder. Let me write something. You know, one thing begets another. It's okay. It's okay. So I was comfortable with writing whatever she wanted. Initially, I sang, and she's like, I just want you to, you know how when you say the words. And I was like, I'm not a spoken word artist, but I'll do what you want because it's Tiana Taylor, and I've been loving her since I saw her, you know, at her Sweet 16. I was like, that girl is amazing. Who gets all that? Right. Who gets all that?
All of that package of just talent.
And that was just an inkling of who gets all of that.
Yeah. Right.
Now look at her. Amazing.
Yeah, Def Jam really fucked up.
She's still over there.
Did they?
She's still over there.
Anyway.
Anyway.
She's awesome.
It seems like you say you're not a spoken word.
Oh, did I pause it? Uh-oh. All right.
Confused.
So what Jill Scott was saying right there, and I have more of that video, but like I said, she was saying that she embraces her emotions. She accepts how she feels. And I think that's so important when it comes down to being authentic about our experience. I'll be honest with y'all today. Today has been a long one for me. Started the day early, sleepy, tired, had to take my grandmother to the doctor, and then so many other things. I was literally with my grandmother at the doctor for like 3 hours. We went to 3 separate doctor's appointments, back to back to back. Like I said in the last video, or like I said in the Sacred Sister Circle, I've shifted into this caretaker type energy, matriarch energy for my grandmother. And so today was one of those days where I had to do a lot of caring. And then when I got back home with Dream and the kids, there was a lot of things going on. And I just felt, like I didn't know how I was going to get up here and get online with y'all today, right? But Spirit also held me accountable to say, Desiree, you're working on something right now. You're building something right now. You are growing in your consistency and in your presence. And I'm actually working on being able to have emotions and feelings and still handle business and still do the things that are of priority. Not let those emotions cause me to lose focus or be distracted from the main idea, from the main goal. Okay. And I think that's what authenticity is about. It's about being able to accept who you are, where you are, and not feel like you have to mask or shield or protect yourself. Being authentic is living in your truth. We hear those words all the time: live in your truth, be who you are. But we don't talk about how much our life experiences can make it scary to be who you are, right? We've all had certain experiences where we were being who we are and maybe experienced rejection, disappointment, neglect, disapproval, invalidation. And so being authentic becomes a challenge. And it's funny because the word authenticity has been showing up so much recently over the last few months. Everybody's like, you got to be authentic. You got to just be yourself. This is a major talk in the social media streets, the YouTube, the TikToks, and all of that. Like, people are no longer looking for perfection. People are no longer wanting to see the person who has it all together. They want to see the realness. And just because you're being real and authentic doesn't mean that you will not be judged. What I see from Jill Scott and her level of embodiment that I've been afraid to fully embrace within myself. And then obviously, as I've coached women, as I've worked with women, there's a fear. There's a fear of really showing up. I have a young lady who I coach volleyball with who is full of energy, full of power, right? She can be aggressive, but she is a powerful young lady. She has a powerful voice. And the very first time I met her, I said that to her. I said, you have such a powerful voice. Like, when you speak, people can hear you. Your voice fills up the whole gym. But I also understood, and I was just being authentic and real with her because she's a young Black woman. I also understood how that vocalness and that volume and that energy that was coming through her voice, I also understood how that could be intimidating to the people around us. And so as we were working together for months, she had made kids cry. Other coaches felt uncomfortable working with her. And it's not because she's a bad person. It's her life experience, her upbringing. It caused her to have a certain tone, a certain energy, a certain frequency when she speaks. That same type of tone and frequency is one that I have to still work on, because what you say, especially as a Black woman, can come out as aggression or angry when you don't even feel that way, when those aren't the actual emotions that you have. And so for this specific coach, multiple times we had that experience or that conversation of me sharing with her, like, I know you're just being yourself. I know that you have this power inside of you, and I see it and I appreciate it. But the people who we are around, they don't have the capacity to appreciate it. They see it as threatening. They see it as scary, even though you're just being yourself. And so she ended up getting into some trouble, at the job, because they're like, oh, you're making kids cry and you're aggressive with other coaches and so on and so forth. And I remember she came in one day to work and was just like, she was like, I can't do it no more. I can't be here anymore. She said, because as I'm in the space and I'm just being myself, I'm finding that I'm becoming anxious. I'm having to shape shift what I want to say or manage my tone, and I'm having to make sure that I don't offend or that I don't upset or make somebody cry and this and that. And I feel like as I'm observing Jill Scott, I understand her experience even more. But it also makes me feel like in order for us to live authentically, we also have to be willing to put ourselves in position and in rooms with people who will understand us. Like, and Jill Scott said this too. She says she has an audience of from 8 to 80 years old, Black, white, men, women, whatever. She's just decided to create the spaces for people who support her, who see her, who value the work that she does. She's just decided that she's going to create the space for those people to come into it. So many times it can be difficult to be authentic because you're in a place where you're constantly receiving judgment, criticism, et cetera, et cetera. And so what I want to really honor and share with you all is that, one, you deserve the people who will respect, honor, and value your authenticity, your realness, your presence. And I want to encourage you also to not give more attention to the people who are not ready to receive it than you do to the people who are. And that's one of the things that can be so challenging in this human experience. It's like the negativity can be so much louder than the positivity. The one negative comment, the one negative feedback, the one challenging criticism can take up more mental and emotional space than the words of praise. Or even the voice of God within ourselves, who is telling us who we need to be, what we need to do, how we should be showing up. And so if you've been in that code switching space and place, if you've been hiding or being inauthentic, not being honest about how you feel, about what you're thinking, or about what it is you desire, I want to challenge you to change that, to shift that, to evolve that. I got a Jill song, Scott, for y'all that is so good in supporting the healing in the activation of this energy. I'm going to share it with y'all because this is just fire. And I'm so happy that Jill Scott put the lyrics to all of her songs recently. Let me share the screen. Let's listen to this Jill Scott real quick. It's called Pressure.
As well as the night, but you needed to hide me, and that just don't sit right. I wasn't the aesthetic. I guess I get it. So much pressure to appear just like them. Pretty and cosmetic, elementary alphabetic. So much pressure to appear just like them. Just like them. Just like them. So much pressure to appear just like them. Just like them. Just like them. So much pressure to appear just like them. You chased me for a couple years and a couple months till I said yes to love. Love moves swiftly. We graduated and intensely showed us no need to fake it. I wasn't devastated. I guess I get it. So much pressure to appear just like them. I find it so pathetic. I know you gon' regret it. So much pressure to appear just like them. Just like them. Just like them. So much pressure to appear just like them. Just like them.
Now, imagine that the beautiful Jill Scott speaking and singing about the realness of this life, right? I think in that situation, I feel like she was talking about a relationship based off of how she communicated, but I think this is the relationship to the human experience. How we can feel so much pressure to look, to feel, to act, to speak just like them. Whoever them is in your life. And so what I'm challenging myself to do is to really ask myself and to really consider, is what I'm saying, what I'm doing, how I'm showing up, how I'm looking, is it authentic to who I am, what I desire to do, who I am becoming? Or am I succumbing? Am I succumbing? Am I falling pressure? Am I falling to the pressure of being just like them? Sometimes this happens in work. Sometimes this happens in your relationships with your friends. Sometimes this is happening in this spiritual community space. Everybody's saying the same things, talking about the same things, doing the same things, feeling like that's what you got to do in order to get what you desire. And I just feel like Jill Scott right now is just really showing that it don't got to be all of that. To whom it may concern. As I was going to bed last night, all I could just, keep hearing was those words, to whom it may concern. And I feel like life will make us think that we really have to attract more, connect with more people, more. You need... Instead of just honoring the spaces and the places where we get to be our authentic selves and be well received. So beautiful. Let's look at this next clip right here from Jill.
Or whatever.
I love it. Let me give y'all a little bit of the context. So I wanted to share this because, let me go big screen. I wanted to share this specific clip in this conversation about embodiment and us as women and the men who are on here getting out of the fear of being our whole selves and not shape-shifting what we say and what we do, who we're meant to be, who we're called to be, not feeling like we gotta squeeze, fit in, right? This next clip I wanted to share because as I heard it, what really resonated so deeply with me was this divine insight and wisdom that the gifts, the talents, the natural things that we have done as children are the same things we're called to do now. It's the same things, the things that were natural to us. And then, of course, many of you have experienced, just as I have, having this having this natural gift, having this magic about yourself, and going through life, and maybe that thing is devalued because that's different. That's, I don't know. I've had the experience before. I've told y'all before where I can just see and feel people's energy, right? And I can speak to that energy and give them what they need, or be able to say the things that maybe they couldn't say or weren't willing to say. And I've been stoned for that, So we all have these natural born gifts, blessings of our souls that sometimes our life experiences cause us to question or put on the back burner, or make us devalue it, or even demonize it, right? If you came through the religious dogma of it all, you may have even demonized your spiritual gifts. I have actually been afraid to be who I am in certain spaces and places, because I'm like, okay, I don't want to look like the weirdo, or like the witch, or just crazy. Like, what are you saying? Why are you saying all of that, right? And so hearing Jill Scott in this next clip, it just made me be like, okay, it's so important for us to remember what we've always been, who we've always been. So let's play this. Sorry it's so tiny, y'all. I was screen recording this stuff on my phone.
And she didn't give me 50 cents to go to the...
Let me give you context, because the recording is not the best. Like when I started recording the conversation. Angie asked Jill, how did she start making music? And she said she would ask her mother for money to go to the store, and her mother would say no. And this is what she would do in response.
Or whatever.
And then what would you do? Just give me let me understand the process.
I would be in my room like, my mom is so mean. She wouldn't give me 50 cents. And I really wanted to whatchamacallit.
You didn't think this was talent? You didn't see the talent?
I didn't think it was talent. I didn't think about it at all. It was just something that made me feel better. That's what music does for me, and it still does all this time later. Yeah. It's the same.
So, because your instrument is just, what is your...
So let me even just pause right there, and then we will continue to listen to the rest of that clip. But Jill Scott literally said when her mother would not give her money to go to the store, she would go in her room and make a song saying her mom is so mean. Her mom is so this, right? And we know that that's a kid being a kid, not understanding a mother's logic, a mother's reasoning. But Jill made music out of it. And she says she didn't think that it was a skill. She didn't think that it was a talent. She didn't think it was important. How many of you have felt that? You have this natural thing that you just do. It soothes you. It supports you. It heals you. And you're like, oh, that's nothing. That's just the thing that I do. Sometimes the issue with embodiment and fully owning ourselves and being sovereign is that not recognizing the power that we possess in the smallest ways, right? Because we feel like, oh, this is natural, or I just do that. That's just who I am. When other people are looking at this thing like, wow, this is divine. This is sacred. This is powerful. I need this. But again, the voice of invalidation, the criticism, the judgment, will have you playing small on something that is so big. So I love Jill even saying, like, this was something that she just gave to herself, this ability to create music and to share how she was feeling in a melodic and rhythmic way. And that's why this next clip that she's about to say is so important as well. She has just blown me away with this tour.
Relationship with your instrument. I know internally it soothes you and does all those things, but you must have a very high regard for it, right? Like, no? Do you look at it? I mean, it is a gift, right?
Yes.
Like, yeah. So do you protect it? Does it define you?
It's a part of my life.
Uh-huh.
And that's the way I look at it.
It's not you?
No. I'm a lot of things.
Uh-huh.
I'm not one thing. I don't ever recall being one thing. You know, I think I'm sweet, but I also think I'm spicy. I think that I'm intelligent, but I could do dumb shit. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I'm
Jilly from Philly, though. You know
spectrum.
What I mean? Yeah.
And my voice is one portion of my existence, and I love it. The best thing I can do for it sometimes is to just be quiet. That helps. But it's the writer in me comes before the singer in me.
Wow.
Because I have to have something to say. If I don't have anything to say, what am I singing for? What's this about? What's this all about? Because the writing tells me the emotion. And I'm like a big advocate for like onomatopoeia. You remember that from elementary school?
I kind of do. Yeah, until just now I had forgotten about it forever.
It's like zap, pow, that the word should sound like, it should sound like what you're saying.
Yeah.
So joy has a little extra in it.
Love
is soft, it floats, you know, and that's the way I look at the writing. So the words tell me how to sing the song.
Wow.
So I have to have.
Oh my God. I just really love that. I love her presence. And even as y'all just watch, I say y'all go watch some Jill Scott interviews. Go and watch some of the things that she is doing, because the way that she speaks about herself and how she is just this multifaceted being, as we all are, the way that she speaks about her work and how everything literally has to be authentic, it has to flow, it has to be organic, right? I loved what she said. She said, the writing becomes before the music, becomes before the singing, because the words is what give the sound and the feeling. That is so powerful. That is so sacred. And I feel like that is so important. And I know for those of you who are starting businesses, who are trying to figure out how to show up in your purpose, and even myself, you know, I love what Jill just said when she said, if I don't have the writing. If I don't have something to say, then I'm not singing. That can be a major conundrum when trying to run a business, when building community, when doing anything that requires you to show up consistently in that thing. That has been a major challenge for me in my venture as a spiritual healing coach, as a teacher, as an oracle. That has been a real challenge. How do I show up consistently when I haven't had that spark or that insight or that fire of something that I need to say and get off of my chest that I need to share? So Jill definitely gave some perspective when she said that, and I was able to really respect that and receive that, because so many times when we're looking at this room of business and making money and this, it's like you got to show up every time, no matter what. You got to put out, you got to go, 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 go. But I feel like sometimes this go, go, go energy actually dishonors the magic and the medicine. So it goes back to the song that she says, so much pressure, so much pressure. And what I love about, as I've observed Jill Scott, is that she's taken the pressure off of herself and she's decided to just live her life. She's just decided to be present with her life and where she is in this moment. Wow. Let's look at this next clip that I have from her. I don't remember what it is, but we're going to add it to the stage.
Because the internet, it found out. Yeah, like the internet is on to you.
Okay, let me pause. Right when he said that, right when he said the internet found out, I knew what I was doing with that. So thing number one that I said about Jill Scott's embodiment is her self-acceptance. As you look through the videos, you see her make different faces. You see her allow the fullness of herself to come through. She's not hiding. The little girl in her comes through. The wise sage in her comes through. The sex kitten in her comes through. The jokester, jester, funny part of her comes through. And so self-acceptance. The next part, because she's accepted herself, she's allowed herself to live at a certain level of authenticity and realness. She's allowed herself to just be, because she's already accepted. Now I can be authentic. I can live my life as I see fit. The third thing that I observed from Jill Scott that is so sacred is that she has chosen to adorn herself in such a sacred way. And what I mean by that is, one, how she dresses, right? Like even on the clip that I'm about to play, she got this sweater on that got these little weird shapes on it, right? She got this cool hat on. Literally every interview that she's did that I've seen so far, except that Angie one, she's had on something cool, unique, different, right? Even the album cover is divine, right? It's bold, it's out there. So she's adorned herself. She's chosen that she's going to dress and have her hair and her clothes, they're going to match how she actually feels. But not only has she adorned herself in that way, Jill Scott is a sacred sexual being, and she uses her sexuality magically. One of the things that she has said in a video, in one of these clips that I really appreciated, was she's speaking and seeing a lot of women who are not experiencing orgasmic pleasure. A lot of women are not having these explosive, erotic, sensual, sexual experiences. She literally says when she's going to her shows and she's talking, the women are like complaining about it. And so in her songs, in her music on this album, she's talking about how it ain't right for a woman to be in a relationship and not be experiencing sexual pleasure. And when she said it, she says, like, we can't teach the man how to support you in getting to that point. Like, you're just going to accept your life as not being pleasure filled in that way, in this very godly, sacred, and divine way. Like, that's just going to be your life. And when Jill said that, of course, my antennas are going off because I've worked with women who have had these types of issues. And Jill Scott saying what she's saying lets me know that she understands that pleasure is a part of her power. And so that is a very essential and key part to her life experience, as it should be. So let's listen to the rest of this clip from Jilly from Philly.
No, you know what it was?
Look.
Thus far, so good. I'm enjoying it.
Do you see yourself as a sex symbol?
Because the internet, it found out.
Yeah.
Like the internet is on to you now.
No, you know what it was?
We know.
I never hid anything.
Nah, you know what it was?
Never, not once. Not from the first album, not from the first poetry reading. I've never hid anything. I've always been all of myself.
It was the time when you got up there and you start caressing the microphone, talking about the microphone. Because niggas look at you with reverence and respect. And I promise you.
We still did.
No, after that.
I saw that episode.
After that. Yo, y'all want to sit here in front now.
I thought no one was going to mention that. I thought we was going to leave that off the table.
Yes. I'm so embarrassed.
Dogs.
Wait, what was we saying? My memory's so bad.
Yo, what?
Nothing but sure.
Dog, after that, look, niggas was like, no, you know, Jill Scott, she wholesome, bro. You can't look at her like that. And she started talking about what she was going to do with the mic. Niggas was like, oh, word?
We all had a conversation
and
about
that's
that.
a problem.
We all did. Let's
I
keep
never
it
put myself in any boxes. People do that. And then when I'm outside the box, they're like, oh, no, we thought you were... And I'm like, I told you from the beginning. The question was, who is Jill Scott? I told you who I was. I've been telling you who I was the whole time. I never fronted on me. Never fronted on me.
We heard Crown Royal on Ice.
Again.
Stop twitching your leg, my nigga.
The only problem was that, and the microphone scene was a scene out of my show. I must have done it, I don't know, 400 or 500 times. For years I was doing it. And we would laugh, me and my audience, and we would understand whatever, I was talking about. Sometimes it was conflict resolution. You know what I'm saying?
That's one way to resolve conflict.
Whatever the fuck you did, that's a good way to put it. It's water to the bridge. That's a good way to put it.
I mean,
we resolved it. We good.
we can't hear each other right now. Okay.
I hear you loud and clear, girl. Mic check 1 2.
So Jill Scott is just real. She's just real. Did y'all see the microphone scene, the microphone clip? If y'all haven't, we can go and look at it here. But Jill Scott is basically giving fellatio to a microphone. And according to them, that is when general population started to be like, oh, Jill Scott is actually also a sex symbol. We did not know that. But Jill Scott has some of the sexiest love-making music out there, period, right? So like she said, I never put myself in a box. The people did that, right? And we know that happens. But as she continues in that conversation, she expresses to them that the microphone thing that she was doing and the showing the fellatio, one, she had been doing it for forever. For some reason, it went viral at that point in time. But two, it's understanding sex as a way of communicating. Specifically in this clip, she talked about it as conflict resolution. You're in a relationship, something ain't going right. You can use that sexual energy and intimacy to get some clarity, to get some understanding on where you are. Now, this is true. You can do that. But I also like to have a little cautionary tale to that, is that you really want to have a meeting of the mind and a meeting of the heart. You do not want to solely rely on sex as a means to resolving issues within your connection. Because a week later, a day later, a year later, a month later, that same issue will show up again. And it may be even worse than it was that time prior. And then it ends up building up, and you realize that as a couple, you actually haven't grown. You just continue to place a sexual band-aid over all the bullshit. Right? But that's one thing I really honor and respect that about Jill Scott. And I feel like when we as women are fully embodied in our sexuality and our sensuality, it only adds more power to ourselves, to our lives, and to our manifestations. Pleasure is a place of power. When we experience healthy pleasure, we allow ourselves to be more magnetic to more things that bring us excitement, goodness, joy. It's a certain frequency. It's an attraction mechanism, okay? And so I really appreciate the work that Jill Scott has done. Y'all need to go and listen to, Jill Scott has a song called Imagination that is such a beautiful, sacred, making love song that will absolutely have you and your partner entering into this portal of love that is actually healing, manifesting, and transformational. All right. I want to play another song by Jill Scott, just a little bit of it, because I just feel like it is something that we just need to hear. This song right here is like a gift from me to y'all, because when I heard it, it was a gift to me. It was some musical medicine for me. And let's get into that medicine. I want some of that medicine. Let's get into it.
I am the best I can, joyful woman. But life ain't always sweet. I gotta keep acknowledging myself. Check in on how I'm doing. I gotta keep loving on me. And you got the nerve to be loving me too. This for me and you, babe. I smile, but I get discouraged sometimes. In the back corner of my aching mind. Even when I use all my love and might, some things they just, they don't go right. And I feel too tired to fight. Trouble seems too dark to light. No summer breeze under my kite. And I just wanna take a jet plane far away. But you just sit me down and encourage me. You're like an aloe, took my cut to high. Your love, lifting me up. Your love, lifting me up. You say tomorrow ain't today. Thank you for reminding me. Your love, lifting me up. Your love, lifting me up. Thank you for your kindness. Show me the way. Come on. Your love, lifting me up. Your love, lifting me up. You remind me that I'm free. Ain't loving hindering me. No, 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 no.
no summer breeze under my pretty guide. And I just wanna take a flight far away. But you sit me down and you encourage me. You're like aloe to my cut. You say tomorrow ain't the day that you corrupt minded me, baby. Thank you for your kindness. Show me the way. You remind me that I'm free. Yeah, ain't nothing hindering me. You're like an olive to my culture. Keep lifting me up.
All righty. I think those are some words that every single last one of us could use and to consistently be reminded of. Use that as some musical medicine. If you don't have anybody in your corner that is lifting you up, encouraging you, loving on you, reminding you of how worthy, deserving, capable, magical you are, go play that song. And what I think is so important for all of us to understand is that God, our angels, and our ancestors are part of the team that is lifting us up. Sometimes you won't see the physical people in your corner. Sometimes the words that you need to hear from another human being, you probably won't get it from them. And it's not because someone doesn't value you or they aren't observing or witnessing or holding space for you. Sometimes life is just lifing. Things are just happening. And so many of us have so much going on that it can be difficult for a person to see you and give you what it is you need to hear to be lifted up. And that's why I want you to know that you can use music like that song to lift your spirit. If you will choose to, if you will go beyond just listening and allow those words and those frequencies to penetrate your being. If you would ask the divine, the most high, God, spirit, universe, whatever word resonates with you, if you would use your voice and say, God, send me some words of encouragement. Give me words of confirmation or a sign or a symbol that lets me know that I'm capable, that I'm enough, that I have what it takes, that I'm in the right place in space. Or even if I need to change, evolve, grow, let me know. Communicate to me through my dreams, maybe a reading, maybe it's a conversation like what we're having right now. But just looking for that upliftment, that encouragement, even when your mind wants to replay the narrative of not being enough, not being lovable, not having the things that you feel like you need in order to create the life that you desire. I'm so grateful to Jill Scott and what I've been able to observe from her. And I just feel so convicted that we are being asked, as we're leading into the new year, the spring equinox, to continue to work on more embodiment, more presence, more being. It's not even more doing, it's just being. Because as we're being, that will determine our doing. Who we are being determines what we do, what we think, what we speak. And doing so, even if it feels uncomfortable or scary or unsettling, because it might, more than likely it will. If you've been changing what it is you want to say to fit the audience that you have, if you've been doing different things to yourself in order to be better received from someone outside of you, if you've been used to being a certain way for so long, and now you feel called and led to do and be something different, it will be uncomfortable. I've been struggling, and it is what it is. I have been challenged with this waking up early thing. I've still been doing it, but when I tell you almost every morning, it'd be a battle. And it's not a battle of, do I actually desire to get up? It'd be like, I actually still feel tired. I actually feel like I actually need more rest. And it's uncomfortable. But I get up maybe a little bit longer, maybe 10, 15 minutes after the alarm clock goes off. But I get up and I meditate, and every meditation isn't perfect. Sometimes I can't quiet my mind, or maybe Kai wakes up and disturbs it. Maybe I'm too cold and I'm shivering. I'm like, ooh, it's too cold in here. I can't even relax, right? Who knows? But it's been a challenge, and it's been uncomfortable. But when I look at my life, my day-to-day life, this is literally the best time of day that I have to really give myself what I need to be who I'm being called to be at this moment. And so it's been work, and it's been a challenge, and every morning is not the best morning, but I'm showing up. So that's my message for y'all today, is to be who you're becoming now. We do this through self-acceptance. And self-acceptance is looking at both our strengths and our weaknesses. Looking at the things we are great at and the things we are challenged at. And not being afraid of the challenge, not being afraid of the ways that we need to grow, but asking God for the insight, the wisdom, and the support to move in this new direction. This energy is calling us to be authentic, to be genuine and true to ourselves first and foremost. It is asking us to adorn ourselves, to carry ourselves in such a way that we would be making our younger self proud. That adornment is also understanding how worthy and deserving we all are of good things in life, of pleasure, of orgasms, of healthy relationships, of love that stands the test of time, of abundance, fortune, money, how worthy we are to be ourselves and be valued and appreciated for that. And then lastly, it's understanding that we do have ancestors, angels, and a spirit team who is truly carrying us, even when it feels like we're alone, even when it feels like we're trying to figure this thing out all on our own. Okay? That's the download I received from observing Jill Scott over these last few weeks. And it's a beautiful transmission, and she's given us a beautiful frequency that supports us all in moving with a greater power and momentum. Peace and love, family. I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.